Good calming breath, my best gets. I thought I would share some of the nighttime routine that I'm doing right now to kind of keep panic attacks at bay and just lower anxiety. I find that evening times when I'm really exhausted and it starts to get dark out, my claustrophobia and kind of panic disorder kicks in and I get more panic attacky, so I start to get all those symptoms. So I've really been trying to work on that. Wintertime is really hard for me because it gets dark here super early. Sometimes the sun hasn't come out that day, or if it has, maybe it's too cold to go out and play in it very much. So my kind of day and nighttime rhythms can be really thrown off. And also when it gets dark out, my claustrophobia really does kick in. It didn't used to. This started about a little bit over 2 years ago when I was really severely ill, and I developed I'd always had a little claustrophobia, but full-blown just panic from claustrophobia. It's hard for me to be in a dark room because it feels crushing. It really makes me exceedingly anxious and kind of feel a little crazy because I could have had a perfectly nice day, but nighttime comes and I start to feel panicky. So the first thing I do is I've been doing Cbd oil, and I'll kind of do a full eyedropper of that, full serving, and then I'll swish it around so it gets into my gums and under my tongue, because that was recommended to me as a way to absorb it better. And then I won't drink anything for a couple minutes so it really soaks in, swallow, and that really helps. If I'm feeling exceedingly anxious, then I'll also add in a tincture of hawthorn. And that can just be really calming, kind of take the edge off. I will say with CBD, what I've noticed, and I feel like everyone I know is now on CBD. They're either gummies or drops. Everybody I can think of, all the women, let me rephrase that, all the women I know seem to be on CBD oil after the last 2 years. I think this has stressed everybody out. It is one of those cumulative things. I don't find it works right away unless I've been taking it for a couple days. It needs to build up in your system. For me, I know everybody's different. And then what I'll also do is I'll do a warm tea. Now it can be like an herbal relaxing tea, or it could just be any non-caffeinated tea. Because what it does is, I think tea in the nighttime is really good grounding, especially when it's cold out this time of year. It's warm, and it lets you focus on, the idea of grounding is focusing on sensory, real physical things that allow you to not kind of get lost in your mind with anxiety. Because a lot of anxiety, right, it's in your mind, it's this mental space that almost like a tornado just whips you around, and if you can be still and notice it and get out and back up, that really helps. So that's part of grounding. So physical warm tea, I try to keep little happy fun mugs that really make me joyful, because that helps kind of break that panic cycle if I can laugh and be joyful about something. Which brings me to, I watch silly cat videos, I watch funny stand-up comedies this time of year, because if I can laugh, if I can smile, if I can spend an hour laughing at a comedy special, it makes such a difference for my mental well-being. And I think that's true for anybody. Maybe you aren't having full-blown panic attacks, maybe you're having depression or anxiety, or you're just feeling a little melancholy, just not a little great this time of year. Stand-up comedians can be really powerful to watch because you're laughing, and that tricks your brain into thinking, oh, I'm not in fight or flight response, right? I'm not in panic mode. I'm having a good time. I'm laughing, right? So it releases all those endorphins, and it really does help. Another thing I do, and I've talked about this, I think a couple years ago when my panic attacks first started, if I'm feeling extremely anxious, when you almost feel like you're going to crawl out of your skin from a panic attack, is I sit down and I massage my hands, or I massage my feet, and I relax. And that's something I can do even with the kids crawling all over me. Because I know, and I'm sure this is true for a lot of you parents, when you're having a panic attack and you're a parent, you don't get to tell little tiny young children that don't understand, I'm having a panic attack. You have to let me go have my panic attack. You have to really find ways to live through it, and to kind of roll through it, and to get through it, and to survive it, and to kind of lower the anxiety threshold, right? Lower that down, calm down, even if it doesn't totally stop it in its tracks. And I find that, hand massage, foot massage, tea, CBD oils, those are all things I can do with kids running around me, expecting me to be happy and joyful. And, you know, I never want them to see mommy having some kind of mental breakdown, panic attack, right? Because it's not their fault. You know, they aren't triggering it. For me, for my panic attacks, it's not necessarily anymore like an actually stressful day. It's just, you know, when my claustrophobia and illness anxiety kicks in. Health, I think it's called health anxiety when you have those, because of all the stuff that's been going on. You know, it's nobody's fault, it just happens. And what I try to do is find things that really help me feel better. I also find, and this may be totally, tell me if this is only me, I find that warm shower, water beating down on me, maybe scrubbing my skin, compared to a bath where I'm sitting and kind of marinating in my anxiety, that's less helpful, is a bath actually. When I'm really in full-blown panic, I need to be like moving around the shower, I need to have water coming down, you know, I need to have movement. Whereas if I sit in the bathtub, I find that can actually kind of accelerate the panic attack kicking up. And that may be particular to me, is I find that, you know, touch and movement is a little bit important to me when I'm having panics. My panic attacks have greatly improved over the last 2 years, which I am eternally thankful for. But I do definitely now deal with my panic disorder all the time, because once it got kicked up, it's really never quite gone back to, I used to be a pretty chill person. I didn't have panic attacks. I didn't have a lot of panic about anything. And now I kind of live with it going, well, you know, I see the rooting causes, right? You know, underlying causes. But some of it's out of my control, right? It's just been these crazy couple of years. And, you know, I happen to live in a climate that gets dark really early, and the seasonal affective disorder is a thing up here. So I kind of know what my triggers are, and I just kind of accept that, you know, that's okay. Breathe into it, relax, do a little nighttime routine. I will say, if you are feeling panicky or anxiety filled, really do fuel and spend time fueling a routine at night to help you, so that you get more restful sleep, so that you feel calmer, and so that you're just more joyful and present with your family. You know, if you're white knuckling panic and you're like, it's great, kid, let's play Scrabble, kids pick up on that, your spouse picks up on it, and more importantly, you will be not as happy as if you have a routine that really solidly helps you out in that department. Let me know, tell me what has been helping you. Bop over to Instagram, reply to my stories, and share with the whole community what are nighttime routines that really help alleviate some of that panic. Let you embrace the joy, because you can know you've had a lot of happiness that week, that day, that year, and still be having panic. It's not a sign of a lack of gratitude or a lack of success in life. It's just a part of the way our minds work. So go easy on yourself. I'll see you in the next one.